practice, especially among women. However, there are people that have been engaging in this practice for several hundreds of years now, even dating back to the Egyptians. Let's take a look at the way in which across the years, people around the world have been removing their hair and the motivations that have led many people, specifically women, to remove their body hair. The Roman Empire. During this time, women were still only perceived as an object and a way for men to be able to demonstrate their wealth and power. A very common way that men showed off their wealth was by the way his wife dressed. However, during this specific time period, being able to have a hairless body was also a symbol of higher class status. This can be seen today through the statues and paintings of women, which are most commonly shown to be without any type of body hair. Even though they did not have any razors or tweezers, they had their own tools that allowed them to get rid of that unwanted hair. Looking a bit forward, Queen Elizabeth I also engaged in a very similar practice. She was known for removing her hair that was on her forehead and her eyebrows in order to make that part of her body look larger. Due to her high status, many women looked up to her, and many more women began doing the same. And slowly, more women were becoming a part of this practice. Over the course of history, there have been several different types of razors, some that we may not clear. For several years, both men and women had to find different ways to remove their hairs, as different razors were being invented. It was not until the 1940s that an electric razor for women was created soon after a successful razor for men was invented. What does this really mean, though? Regardless of what it means now, or what it meant back then, women were beginning to realize that they had to develop ways of removing their hair. This became very important to them at this time because of the wartime nylon shortage, which was forcing them to show their bare legs and skin more than they had before. With time, the first laser hair removal was invented to make the process of getting rid of hair more convenient. However, the first creation of laser hair removal brought along several negative consequences to the skin of several individuals. With the advancement of technology, laser hair removal is now a common practice, as well other methods which have made it easy for women to remove their hair, such as tweezing, waxing, or shaving. The United States is filled with people from all around the world. This has had the greatest impact on the motives for why people decide to remove their hair. As we have seen, several years ago, women removed their hair as a form of cleaning themselves, as a form of maintaining good hygiene. However, in today's society, women are almost forced by societal norms to remove their hair simply because they are not seen as normal. For some, it is a way of maintaining their body clean. Others may decide to remove their hair in order to satisfy their partner. Much of the perception around pubic hair removal, specifically in the United States, arises out of the world of pornography. The unnatural images that society is being exposed to at such a high rate is forcing women to want to hit that ideal image. Another reason that has led many women to remove body hair below the neckline is because of the way in which swimsuits began to slowly cover very little skin. The changes in style in swimsuits has had a great contribution to the way in which women perceive their body in comparison to everyone else. As we can see in this image, the amount of skin that was beginning to be revealed has increased over time. As more skin is revealed, more hair has been required by society to be removed in order to meet the images that are often being depicted through the world of pornography as well. This is evident in both males and females. In turn, the two genders hold each other to similar standards. As educated members of this society, we need to be conscious about the different motivations that our neighbors may have that lead them to remove body hair, regardless of what body part it may be. We must remember that in the past, women had different motives for engaging in hair removal, and that still stands today. Aside from the media, which is a big and influencing factor, we need to be accepting and appreciative of all the cultures that surround us, and be mindful that this is also an influential aspect. Regardless if you have body hair or not, remember that every woman is beautiful inside and out,